I mean, check this out.
Struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out.
I am a grown.
All right, Cowboys. Can we admit that congressional hearings have basically become kind of like clip farm sessions for politicians? Or at least more so than they are, actual problem solving sessions? Yes, of course, that is a selected clip. Nonetheless, often these congressional hearings can divulge into nonsense. Anyway, I know how we can flip the script on that political theater and put those congressional hearings to good use. Okay, take one of these recent Doge subcommittee hearings called Anti American Airwaves Holding the Heads of NPR and PBS Accountable, where they had the CEOs of both NPR and PBS present to talk to some representatives, allow them to ask some questions, and do nothing really. Okay, so the main question here was, should taxpayers subsidize NPR and PBS? So really, before even diving into any of the footage from the hearing, I mean, we can ask ourselves on Anant, should taxpayers fund news broadcasting networks? That's a good starting point. What do you guys think? All right, let's take a look.
Do taxpayers subsidize NPR?
I believe that taxpayers subsidize local stations, sir. That is the vast majority of what
I thought you said you got 11 million from Corporation of Public Broadcasting, which is taxpayer funded directly to you, right?
That is to support.
Okay, so we kind of got some consensus here. Looks like Jim Jordan, who's a Republican, and the CEO of NPR, both in agreement that NPR is getting taxpayer money. So that's kind of like a helpful little nugget of fact, maybe. So now we can go on to Anant and ask a more detailed or narrowed question. But wait, there's more.
Berliner, in his story last year, wrote, "I've in the D.C. area editorial positions at NPR." He said he found 87 registered Democrats, 0 Republicans. Is that accurate?
We do not track the numbers or the voter registration.
Okay, so we get some more information about the situation. Now we can once again level up our question, get a little bit more detailed. I really want to do some good with this project, so that's why I'm up here making these TikToks looking like a silly boy. Wow. Some cool looking stuff, man. Yep. So now we can ask something like this. During the hearing, it was revealed that among NPR employees who disclosed a political affiliation, 87 were registered Democrats and none were Republicans. Does that fact influence whether taxpayers should continue funding NPR? Now, look, we here at NAMP, we really don't have a position. I mean, of course, as individuals, we may, but it's our duty as a platform that's hosting opinions that we don't have any, and we allow everyone to have their opinion. So go on, check it out. Tell us, what do you think? The ultimate goal is to get to a place where enough of us are engaging and we have all this public opinion at scale that we can then have journalists or even the politicians themselves reference and be like, hey, yeah, we had this hearing, we got some facts. Turns out that, 999,000 people out of a million that engaged on a question asking whether taxpayers should fund broadcasting networks. Turns out they say no, we shouldn't. Or it turns out they say yes, we should. Either way, the goal for us is to give a tool for the people to make change, not necessarily drive change in any one direction. Everyone deserves a voice.